Okay, testing. 1, 2, 3, testing. All right, let's do this. Farfa handling cards, truly the apocalypse, I know.
Nice.
Today, I'm going to be showing you my Ignister profile, a deck that got 2 good, insanely consistent support cards in Lightning Overdrive, which propels the Ignister deck from being pretty terrible and unplayable to consistently mediocre, which is a big step for an anime deck. So this is the deck of my choice for this format. Not really of choice, but I've been messing around with it a lot and I've been having a lot of great fun. And basically, just to really give you an idea of what the purpose of this is, it's to make this man here, the Arrival Cybers at Ignister. This requires 3+ materials, it's a link 6 with and requires different attributes, and it gains 1,000 for each unique attribute you use to summon him, and he's unaffected by all card effects. The only way to out this monster is to tribute it with a kaiju, or to simply beat over it, which there are plenty of ways to stop your opponent from doing that in this deck, using only a singular 1-card combo, namely the Achichi at Ignister, of which you play like 12 copies in this deck. Yeah, so I'm gonna get through the deck profile, show you the basics, and give you the 1-card combo. If you are interested in this beautiful playmat here, the tour guide Farfa Pile Mat, then the link is in the description down below.
The Farfa Pile playmat is now available for purchase over at Imperium for 10% off using the code FARFA10. Get your cloud playmat today while stocks last.
So let's get into a quick profile here. Now, what we're playing for the main deck is the 3 Achichi at Ignister. All of the main deck Ignister monsters have a on-summon effect and a graveyard effect, mostly when they're linked off, but this graveyard effect is kind of relevant. I don't actually know what it does, I'm just going to ignore it. But he's the best one in the sense that when you summon him, you can add any Ignister monster from your deck to your hand. Most of the time when you do your combo, you're going to be adding this one or whatever one you'll be missing. This is the light version. This is Pakari at Ignister. This one on summon adds any spell and trap card from your deck to your hand, one of which is a new card from Lightning Overdrive, which again gives this deck even more consistency. Playing 2 copies of Doyon. Reason it's not 3s because it doesn't do anything just by itself. You do need a little bit of setup, but basically he gives you graveyard recursion, and it recurs a spell and trap from the graveyard as well when it's linked off. So monster recursion and spell and trap recursion, extremely strong card and part of your combo. The final sort of main deck combo piece that really helps the deck out is Bururu. You can search this with one of your extra deck monsters, and in the process, you will be able to make the Cybers Quantum Dragon, which protects your Arrival Cybers from being beaten over. So these are like essentially the main core that you need. After this, it's kind of like up to you which names and stuff you want to play. I am playing Hayari, 1 blue one. If you control an Ignister, you can special summon it, just another name and another extender. You contribute another Ignister to special summon, namely this guy out of the deck. This is Gachiri. So this is the Earth one. You can negate a monster you control, special summon it from your hand. But the most important thing about Gachiri is that when he's sent to the graveyard and you link it off or whatever, you can target a monster you control, make it unaffected. Now you're probably wondering why is that important, because your Arrival Cybers is unaffected already. Well, you can make the Quantum Dragon unaffected. So it means you have 2 unaffected monsters, and the only way to deal with the Arrival Cybers is to beat over it, but the only way you can beat over it is by beating over the Quantum Dragon first. So it's a lot of monsters that they're going to have to put up to be able to just simply punch over your board. And remember, this was all done with a 1-card combo. Final card we're playing is the Danmari. So this is a pretty terrible card to draw in your hand, but there's ways to get it out of your hand with the Signet Mining, for example, that we're playing. Basically, you send this to the graveyard as part of your combo, and if you control a Link 6 monster, quick effect, banish it from your graveyard, target a monster your opponent controls, target, I think it's any card actually, Keck W. Well, imagine reading your card. It's a face-up card, so you can negate back row as well, like Floodgates, for example, and you can negate that card. So if they make something like an Access Code Talker to beat over your Rival Cybers, on resolution, activate this in your graveyard, bring the Access Code down back to 23 attack. No longer big enough to deal with the Arrival Cybers Chungus. For the spells and traps, we are playing 3 Island. This card is it's absolutely ridiculous. I would probably include Terraforming if I were you as well. Most people think, oh, with the new Link 1 monster, which, by the way, Link 1 support, who would have thought that would be completely reasonable. This is searchable off the new Link 1 monster, Dark Infant, and this is why this deck becomes much more consistent as well. Basically, what this card does is it special summons any Ignister monster out of your hand, well, level 4 lower Ignister out of your hand, simply for free, provided that you have free main monster zones, and you haven't summoned that attribute. Basically, you can summon one of each attribute that entire turn. So you can special this, you can special a fire, special a light, special a dark, special a wind, and special a water, etc., right? So you can essentially, over the course of a whole turn, get 6 special summons out of the hand. So really powerful card that helps you play through your opponent's interruptions, etc. This is the new spell card that came out in Lightning Overdrive. This is I Meet You. This thing allows you to reveal a monster from your extra deck with 2300 attack and then add a subsequent monster from your main deck with the same attribute. So usually what you could do with this is reveal this monster here. That's Fire Phoenix at Ignister. So you can reveal him and add a Chi-Chi from your main deck to your hand. So this is why you have essentially 9 copies plus of a Chi-Chi, right? Because this lets you search it, Signet Mining lets you search it, the yellow one lets you get this to get the red one. Super consistent deck. So yeah, very, very good card. For the final I cards, we're playing I Reborn. This is, as the word says, I Reborn, special summon from the graveyard, extenders, lets you play through your opponent's disruptions, and on top of that, it's another way to get the Gachiri combo off. I don't know why it's quick play. I don't really think that comes up, but hey, it's there as an option. You can use it in the end phase to bring back Doyon and trigger it and get another guy back to your hand and then trigger it again on your turn and set up your OTK. And the final spell card for consistency that we're going to be playing is, of course, the Signet Minings. Triple Signet Mining, add any Cyberse from your deck to your hand. Every Cyberse deck in the game should play this. That's it for the spells. If I were you, I would play Pot of Prosperity. But you're probably wondering why you're not playing Pot of Prosperity, Farfa. Well, you see, that card is dinero, which is why I need you guys to buy this playmat. But yeah, if you have that card, definitely play it. So that's basically it for the entire core. I wouldn't really change too much about this. You can maybe add an extra water or earth potentially, etc., how you see fit. But this is the core. Everything else after this is really just format dependent on what you want to do with the deck. Hand traps, back row, whatever you want. So this is what I've been going with so far for this format. Triple Ash, triple Nibiru, triple Strike, triple Ice Dragon Prison, triple Torrential, and the one Simulator Imperial Order. For the extra deck, of course, the man himself, the Arrival Cyberse at Ignister. I've explained already what he does and how it works and what the purpose is. Also, another effect I missed out, you can target monster your opponent controls, destroy it, and then summon a token. That token can usually go into another one of these or Lingeribo to negate your opponent's back row on your turn 3 push. So this is the new Link 1 monster that came out in the set, and this is why this deck is super, super consistent. On summon, add a Island from your deck to your hand as well. It does a little interaction with the combo with Dark Templar, which I'll show after, to be able to move itself, and then you can soul charge 3 from your graveyard. Speaking of which, we'll play the one Dark Templar, just the combo piece that we need to be able to facilitate the entire line of play. The Quantum Dragon, this protects your Arrival Cyber, so basically he reads your opponent cannot target monsters you control for attacks or card effects, except this, so they have to deal with this before they can deal with your Ignister, which when you have a negate in the graveyard, becomes kind of a, like, it's not exactly easy to deal with, unless they have a Kaiju, at which point, Kek W. Then we play the Light at Ignister, so the reason these are more important now is because they have 2300 attack points, right? Because they're Earth, Fire, and Light, and with the new spell card, you can reveal these from your extra deck and then search the corresponding attributes. So you reveal Transcode, add an Earth, reveal the Fire, add a Chi-Chi, and reveal the Light, and add a Picari. But they also are good in their own vein, of course. Transcode Talker, I'm sure everyone knows what this does by now. Ignister, it's a rank 4 that lets you protect all your cards in the same way Dingirsu does, but also what's really cool about it is that you can detach and destroy back row your opponent controls up to the number of ad Ignisters you control. So going second, you can actually Heavy Storm for like 3 or 4 cards. It's pretty cool. But usually Access Code does that kind of, deals with that in the process as well. Fire Phoenix, something to do with burn damage, don't care, don't know, never made it, it's kind of garbage. You use this to reveal to add a Chi-Chi. That's literally the only reason you play it. Then, of course, I play a second copy of Transcode Talker. It's just a really good extender that helps you play for your opponent's boards, and you also need it for your turn 1 combo. Splash Mage, similar reason. Cyberse Wicked, and the Link Spider, which are completely real and legit copies, not because I forgot to buy them on eBay last week. I didn't print these out. I don't even know why you're bringing that up. Cyberse Wicked, cannot be destroyed with battle or card effects. Pretty cool to sit on, actually, sometimes when you get stopped on your combo. But you can banish a card from grave and then add a tuner from your deck to your hand, so it helps you as part of your combo, which I'll show you later. Link Spider, link off a token for Nibiru, because this deck does get Nibiru'd, but you can kind of keep playing through Nibiru depending on where they Nibiru you. And then access code and update jammer for your big OTK push. Pretty self-explanatory. And Lingeribo to negate your opponent's trap cards when you make it off the Cyberse token, or even if you just have a bunch of extend, you can just make this and then, you know, negate trap cards and then keep playing with your transcode and splash mage, etc. So yeah, that's it for the main and extra. For those of you who want to see the combo, I will proceed now and display how exactly you do that. It's a simple one card combo interaction that isn't exactly too difficult to pull off. So on to the one card combo. A Chi-Chi at Ignister is all you need. This is literally it. So remember, the other 4 cards in your hand are absolutely going to be, you know, a Torrential, Order, Ash, and a, you know, Solemn Strike. Absolutely, 100%, right? Definitely. So this is your hand here, and this is what you're going to be using to disrupt your opponent from playing. But this is how you do it. What you're going to do is you're going to normal summon a Chi-Chi, add Ignister, activate the effect to search a Ignister monster from your deck to your hand. We're going to be searching Pakari and then linking him off for the link one, Dark Child, who on summon activates its effect to add Ignister Island from your deck to your hand. Now we can activate the Island. And when we have no monsters in our main monster zone, we can special summon Ignister level 4 lower from our hand. We're going to special summon the Pakari, trigger its effect to add an I spell and trap card from the deck to our hand. That is the I Meet You. Activate I Meet You by revealing a Dark 2300 Ignister from our extra deck, that is Dark Templar. Reveal it to add a corresponding attribute from our main deck, that is the Doyon. And then we're going to, after that, link into Cyberse Wicked. Wicked. Over here, activate the effect of Island to special summon the Doyon from our hand. Chainlink, probably you want to go Chainlink 1 Doyon, Chainlink 2 Wicked, because she can't be destroyed by battle or card effects, just in case they have like an Ogre or Gamma or something. Just helps you keep a body on the board. So she banishes the Dark Infant from the graveyard, and he triggers to target the Chi-Chi in the graveyard to add it back to your hand. So this Wicked will resolve searching your tuner monster, the Bururu, and then the Chi-Chi comes back to your hand. Next, you're going to link 3 up into Transcode Talker, and then activate the Island to special summon the other color from your hand. Remember, we've summoned Dark, Light, and now Wind. Activate the effect of Bururu on summon to send an Ignister from our deck to our deck to the grave. That's going to be the Dunmari, which remember is the negate that we have for protection from our deck to our hand. And then on after that, we can use Transcode Talker. Remember, some people think this is an on-summon effect. It's not. You can hold it, which is important because you want to make sure your main monster zone is empty. Use your Island first, then use the Transcode Talker, activating its effect to bring it back to a link zone it points to. Bring back the Cyberse Wicked. Now we have 3 monsters on the field with different attributes. We have Earth, Dark, and Wind, which means we are able to link into the Dark Templar, who requires 3 monsters with different attributes. Now we can activate the... Sorry, at some point as well, I forgot. When you linked off the Doyon, make sure you use this graveyard effect to recur the spell and trap card. So it's just a free recursion. So yeah, I forgot to do that. But yeah, when the Doyon is linked off, make sure you add back the spell and trap. He can add back the Reborn and stuff as well. Anyway, activate the Island, special summon out the Chi-Chi from your hand. Because remember, we did normal summon it this turn, but we didn't special summon it, which means Island, you know, doesn't restrict us from doing that. Link it off and go into the link 1 here. The second copy we play, the Dark Infant. So this triggers Dark Templar as Chainlink 1, and then Chainlink 2 Dark Infant can activate its effect to move a zone and then change its attribute. So moves 1 zone over. So now we have 3 underneath the Dark Templar, and this now becomes a different attribute. I would recommend calling something like, God, I don't know, you could call Earth, usually Divine because it's funny. Then the Dark Templar resolves, special summoning back 3 monsters from your grave to the zones it points to. Make sure you don't summon the Dark here because he is the Dark. And remember, our rival Cyberse gains attack equal to the number of unique attributes for its summon. So we're going to have Dark, we're going to have Light, Wind, Fire, and Divine. But first, before that, we're going to synchro off because Bururu is a tuner. 3 plus 4 is 7. This is our main defender for this combo to protect the rival Cyberse from being beaten over because they have to deal with the Quantum Dragon first. So activate, to summon back the Quantum Dragon, which means they have to attack and target this first before they deal with the rival Cyberse. And then on resolution of the summon, the Bururu activates because it summons back the material that was used to synchro with it, brings that back from the graveyard. And now we have link 3 Dark plus into link 4, 5, 6. All of these unique attributes, Dark, Fire, Light, and Divine, going into link 6 for the arrival Cyberse. So 4,000 attack unaffected by card effects. And as well, you have 4 other cards in your hand to play with. You recurred back the I Meet You for the follow-up on next turn, and you have the Dunmari in the graveyard, which you can use on your opponent's turn to banish it and negate a card your opponent controls. There you go. That's the combo. That's how you play this deck, and that's what you do. I hope you enjoyed this very simple and basic showcase of the new Ignister deck in Lightning Overdrive. Let me know in the comments section down below what your favorite Ignister attribute is. Thanks everyone for watching, and until next time, adios.